What's up, everyone? So in this video I'm going to show my collection of Square Enix, aka Squaresoft, video games throughout my video game history. And today, this Final Fantasy 15 has finally arrived from Amazon. I could have canceled my pre-order and just went to the store and bought it and play it on release day like everyone else did, but the reason why I did not cancel my pre-order is because Amazon brought down the price on this by $10. So I ended up paying like 50 bucks for this, which is pretty cool. And this has been in development for a very long time, for over like 10 years now. It was first announced as Final Fantasy 13 Versus, which I guess is supposed to be in correlation with these games, but it had nothing to do with these games. It was totally different, and it was in development for like so long, and now it's here known as Final Fantasy 15. Now it seems like a lot of longtime Final Fantasy fans are split on this game. A lot of fans hate it because it's not like the classic turn-based combat RPG that they know and love, and some other fans happen to really not mind that at all. I'm one of those fans that don't really mind the changes. I was able to adapt to the changes since, well, I think it was like Final Fantasy 13 to kind of change the battle system a little bit. But I don't know, it looks fun. I love RPGs, and I wouldn't say I'm a hardcore Final Fantasy fan, but I am a huge fan of Squaresoft or Square Enix games. So here, let me show you my collection here. So yes, I have Final Fantasy 13 and 13-2 for PS3. I also have Lightning Returns. Alright, so I guess this is supposed to be the conclusion to both Final Fantasy 13 games. Now, when 13 came out, I did enjoy it. 13-2 just felt like an extension of the first game, and I've not even started this yet. So this has been sitting on my shelf for a long time, and I gotta get on that. Alright, so other Square Enix games I have in my collection for PS4 here, I have Final Fantasy Type 0 HD, and I did get pretty far in that. I will have to complete that one of these days. Dragon Quest Heroes, because I love Dragon Quest. I also have another Dragon Quest game for my PS2, which I will show you in a few more seconds. And one of the recent ones, World of Final Fantasy, which I happen to enjoy. It's really cute. There's no other word to describe it. It's really cute, and it has a lot of charm to it because you get to play as the chibi-like characters. But actually, it's optional because you could actually change their form from chibi to like normal size or back to chibi again, and you get to play alongside with your other more recognizable characters from the Final Fantasy franchise. So it's pretty fun game if you are into RPGs, and the battle system in that is turn-based, by the way. For PS3, some more games I have for PS3 here. Alright, Kingdom Hearts 1.5 Remix. Now, I do have 2.5 Remix here in the collectible steelbook here that came with the collector's edition. Now, there's 2.5, right? This also came with the first game, so I have two copies of 1.5 Remix for PS3. Alright. This game, this is actually my second time owning both of these, Final Fantasy X and X-2. Alright, I'll show you my original copies here in a second for PS2. Let's see. Yes, Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core has some really awesome cutscenes in it with Sephiroth. I did get far in this, but I never completed it. Original copy of Kingdom Hearts 2 for PS2. Star Ocean Till the Ends of Time. Dirge of Cerberus, Final Fantasy VII, which is actually a huge departure from the usual type of Final Fantasy games. The action is like real time, and it's more of an action type game, kind of like Devil May Cry-ish in a way. It's really cool though. I like it. Final Fantasy 12 in the collectible steelbook case. They are coming out with an HD version of this for PS4, if I'm not mistaken. Now, here are my original copies of Final Fantasy X and X-2. I actually enjoyed Final Fantasy X a lot. X-2, fans were kind of 50-50 on Final Fantasy X-2 because you get to play as females, and I guess most fans were worried that this was going to feel like a girl power type of game, but I could tell you firsthand from playing it, it does not feel like that at all. It is actually an enjoyable, fun, I would say extension to Final Fantasy X. That's what it feels like, more like an extension instead of like its own thing. And I believe the characters you play as is Yuna, Riku, and I think that's Lulu. Lulu is from Final Fantasy VIII, right? The sorcerer chick. Anyways, getting them mixed up. Another Dragon Quest game I have here. Final Fantasy, I almost said Final Fantasy. Dragon Quest 8 is 8, right? 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, Dragon Quest 8. I completed this, and I think I accidentally deleted my save. I was not too pleased about that. Some PlayStation 1's originals here. Final Fantasy IV with Chrono Trigger, but guess what? I cry every time I look at this. You notice something's wrong? Yeah. This was during a time when I used to hang out with a bunch of assholes who like to steal stuff from me all the time, and one of them stole my copy of Final Fantasy IV. So I'm only left with Chrono Trigger in this set here. And yes, as you can see, I do own the original copy of Final Fantasy VII. Back during a time in a galaxy far, far away when PlayStation 1 games came with like quadruple disc. And there's the other one. No, it's... Wait. Oh, 3. How could I ever forget that? I could have swore it was 4 discs. I must be thinking of a different RPG. I know one of these RPGs I played a long time ago came with 4 discs. So this is 3 discs. Alright. I can't believe I forgot about that. I also have Final Fantasy... this is the one with 4 discs. Final Fantasy VIII. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Alright. Now, this was my first introductory to the Final Fantasy franchise. It was Final Fantasy VIII. I actually adore this one. A lot of people don't really like it, surprisingly, but I don't know, I love it. A lot of people actually was introduced to Final Fantasy with not 7, but I think I want to say 4 or 6. Well, most people got started with 4, most people got started with 6, and then of course Final Fantasy VII was mostly well known by everybody except for me, because I was barely into RPGs at the time, until I bought Final Fantasy VIII. Then I was like, oh, so this is what I've been missing from Final Fantasy. But I love the characters, like Squall, and I think his name is Sepher or Cypher, maybe Sepher, I can't quite remember. And I also have Final Fantasy IX. I played about, I want to say maybe about an hour of this. I have not gotten too far in Final Fantasy IX, so I'm gonna have to fire up my PS3 and just try to finish this. So as you can see, I'm a huge Squaresoft or Square Enix, however you prefer to call them. I don't know. Well, they go by Square Enix now, so I guess I'll just call them by the proper Square Enix name. Alright, so I have a few movies here that are related to Final Fantasy in a way. I have the most recent one, Final Fantasy 15 King's Glaive, which includes an extended cut of Final Fantasy 15 Brotherhood, which are these animated shorts that they were releasing alongside of King's Glaive. When King's Glaive was released in theaters, they were releasing these, I think, online. But King's Glaive is somewhat of a backstory to Final Fantasy 15. You get to find out a little bit about Noctis, not really much, because the story is mostly about his father, and it revolves around this character a lot, Nyx, who's really awesome. I really like this character in this movie, and the final battle is really dope. I really like it a lot. Alright, so I have other films here. I only have 2 more. Of course, Final Fantasy VII Advent Children, which, quite a few people did not really like this movie because I guess they thought the story was weird, but I mainly like it due to the art style and design of the 3D animation, and this is the most faithful video game movie, I guess, ever, next to Mortal Kombat, of course. Well, Mortal Kombat was, yeah, I would say Mortal Kombat was faithful. By the way, I heard they are rebooting that, so I can't wait for that reboot. But yeah, one of the most faithful Final Fantasy movies ever made, I guess you could say. Final Fantasy VII Advent Children. And of course, the worst one out of the series here, Final Fantasy The Spirits Within, which is, I believe, the very first Final Fantasy movie they released over here in America in theaters, which had nothing to do with any of the video games. It was kind of like its own thing. It was really weird. It's just kind of meh. Yeah, it's just meh. So yeah, this one is meh. This one is pretty to look at and has great action between Cloud and Sephiroth. And this one is just beautiful. The the amount of work that they put into the 3D animation is insane, and the opening sequence is just out of this world. And I think it does slow down a bit, but once it picks back up, it does not slow down, and it's almost like a roller coaster ride of special effects. It's one big spectacle pretty much near the end of the movie, because a bunch of crap is just going all over the screen with people fighting each other and stuff, and giant summonings, and it's crazy. It gets crazy, guys. So yeah, that completes this video of my collection here, my little mini collection. Like I said, I'm a fan, but I'm not a hardcore fan because I do not own every single Final Fantasy game in existence. But as you can see, I do love these RPGs from Square Enix quite a bit. Alright, so I'm going to jump into this, Final Fantasy 15. I might live stream this later on YouTube. Sure, why not? I'll just put up a random live stream, I guess. I might only play, maybe an hour or 2 on live stream, and I'll play the rest off stream, of course, because I like to play my games in peace. I'm a peaceful gamer. Alright.